When I arrived in Los Angeles, one of my first stops was Venice Beach. I'd always been intrigued by its authenticity, its diversity, creativity, and the constant collision between the old and the new, the beautiful and the unusual. Venice Beach is a place where art appears on every wall, and every person seems to carry a story. While exploring, I came across a narrow passage called Gingerbread Court. I can't explain it, but something drew me inside and up the stairs towards a small, unassuming shop. The sign said the shop opened at 11. It was already 5 past, but the doors were still closed. I turned around and began to walk away. Then something pulled me back. Only a few minutes later, it was as though the shop had come alive by magic. The doors were open, clothing filled the entrance, and out stepped the owner, Robert Rifkin. With a warm smile, Robert invited me into his workshop, a world where vintage Levi's, old denim, and well-used sewing machines were the name of the game. Everywhere I looked, there was something to discover. Stacks of jeans, handmade designs, photographs, articles, and pieces of Robert's history. The workshop felt overwhelming at first, and Robert encouraged me to slow down and look more closely. He said, "Chad, you have to open your eyes to see the opportunity." That idea stays with me today. Robert has spent more than 30 years transforming discarded denim into something useful, personal, and completely new. One of his earliest successes came from turning vintage Levi's into notebook covers, an idea that earned attention from publications such as Vogue and LA Weekly, where he became known as the Jean Genie. His life has included many different chapters. He once owned a men's clothing store, experiencing both success and failure, and continuing to rebuild through every triumph and setback. Today, there seems to be no limit to what he can create. Using old-school sewing machines, Robert works as an artist, a craftsman, an innovator, and a dreamer. I watched him construct a new pair of jeans from Japanese denim, finished with his signature mountain design. Nearby was the well-traveled guitar mentioned in many stories about him, a reminder of the musicians, artists, and characters like Lynyrd Skynyrd who had passed through his shop and jammed with him over the years. Robert even transformed the skinny jeans I was wearing into a custom pair of barrel jeans, giving something familiar an entirely new identity, and he created a denim guitar strap for my guitar. He spoke openly about his failures as well as his successes. That honesty made his story even more meaningful. Standing above Gingerbread Court in front of a storied apartment once rented by Charlie Chaplin, with the history of Venice surrounding him and the beach visible in the distance, Robert seemed exactly where he belonged. My visit lasted only a few hours, but his story deserves more than a 3-minute photo essay. As I walked back down the stairs and left Gingerbread Court, I carried something with me. A reminder to look closer, to recognize possibility, and to never stop creating. Thank you, Robert, for helping me open my eyes.